Hello and welcome to National Lampoon Live with Harrison Greenbaum. I'm your host, Harrison Greenbaum. As you might have noticed, I got a quarantine haircut. If you watch my weekly magic show, it's called Scam Online, and it was part of a magic trick, but we actually cut my hair live on air. This was not a mistake from my girlfriend, but a mistake from God. I was born that way. But thank you so much for watching us, and it doesn't look like I'm ready, so let's try this. Alexa, turn on National Lampoon. There we go. Now we're ready for a show. I don't know how your quarantine is going, but I'm at the point now where I'm obsessed with eels. Do you know about eels? Do you know that we don't know anything about eels? It's insane. We're trying to go to Mars, and look at this story. How are baby eels made? We still don't fucking know. That's from The New Scientist. That's from a real magazine that studies science. We don't know where eels come from. So every episode from now on, this is episode number 17, I will be sharing an eel fact. Is this ill-advised? Are we going to lose viewers as a result? Probably, but I don't fucking care because we don't know enough about eels. So here's your eel fact of the day. It's very, very important. Eel fact. Electric eels aren't actually eels. They're knife fish. Do you feel betrayed? Because I do. Electric eels, not eels. We know nothing about eels. Everything I know about this world is a lie. Also, I want to bring on our virtual audience members. Maybe they know more about eels. We have Sarah from California. Let's bring her in. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
Do you know that we don't know anything about eels?
Yeah.
You did know about this? I just found this out, and it's very upsetting to me.
I don't know. I felt like I knew some stuff, but yeah, now I'm just as confused now. So
fair enough. What do you think of my quarantine haircut? I think my girlfriend did a good job.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it. There was probably no room for you to say it looked bad because you didn't want to hurt my feelings.
No,
but
I don't.
If you don't like it, really read me out. I've been watching a lot of Drag Race, so really, let's open the library and read me to filth. All right, let's bring in our other audience member, Oliver Boon. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Harrison?
I feel like there's a bass guitar just out of you, and you're about to record a really mean riff with it.
I wish. No,
I can't what do you do for fun during the quarantine, Oliver?
What am I doing for fun at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started my own podcast, which is pretty cool.
Cool. That's exciting. Yeah. What is the podcast about?
So it's called Theatre Meets Critic, and I love theatre, and I bring on like a guest each week, a different actor, and we review like a play adapted film. It's really fun.
This is amazing. A podcast involving interviews with actors has never been done before. Oliver, you're breaking new ground.
Exactly. I know. Like, I mean, it's not as interesting as eel stories. I learned so much about eels in like a minute.
We need to talk about eels more. How dare we not know anything about eels? We're studying other shit as if we know. We don't even know where eels come from, really. We've never found solid proof of supposedly they come from the Sargasso Sea. We've never seen them there, and yet we just let that ride.
Maybe they're aliens. Maybe it's like alien eels. They come from somewhere else.
Now we're talking, Oliver. It says Los Angeles, but your accent says you're from somewhere else. Let's give it up for our final audience member. He looks like, I think his camera has steadied. It is JT Cooper from New York. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, Harrison. How are you?
Good to see you. For those who don't know, I actually have known JT since he was a magic camper. Sarah and Oliver, do you know magic camp existed? Because I'm a counselor and he's a camper.
No, I didn't.
There you go. See? Does that
like magic to me?
Yeah, does that nerdiness level go tremendously through the roof as soon as you hear that?
I mean, I don't want to be rude, but yeah.
With the whole
JT, you're doing well?
Cool.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I finally have a job working at Sonic.
Amazing.
I was actually going to be a magic counselor at my old camp, but Corona happened.
No, I feel you. Sonic is my favorite fast food chain named after a video game character, so I love it. I can't wait for there to be a pizzeria named Zelda's.
I was telling my grandpa, I'm working at Sonic, and he goes, the cat? And I'm like,
that was a perfect grandpa joke. JT, Sarah, and Oliver, thank you so much for joining us. We will keep checking in with you. And our final segment is the audience Q&A, in which the audience gets to ask our panel one question, and we must answer it. So make sure you think of those questions now so you're ready for it at the end of the show. Sarah, Oliver, and JT will keep checking in with you throughout. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Some facts.
All right, that was JT, Oliver, and Sarah. Let's bring on our panel. We have an incredible panel assembled from comics across the country, and by that I mean almost exclusively New York for this episode. Our first guest is, I think, maybe 20 blocks from my apartment. She is the co-host of Guys We Fucked. She's been on Comedy Central, True TV, and NBC. She's a good friend of mine. I love her to death. I know you're going to love her. Make some noise. Get excited from your apartment. It's Krystyna Hutchinson, everybody. Hello.
Great to see you.
How you doing? How do you feel about eels?
That was an interesting fact. I knew that a lot of the ocean was undiscovered, but I didn't know something as simple as where the hell do eels emerge out of was not yet known. That's amazing.
I mean, you host a podcast on human sexuality, essentially. We know a lot about human sexuality. We know almost nothing about eel sexuality.
You know what? Eels are the vagina of the sea because we don't know much about the vagina. So, you know.
Yeah, they're both the vagina and the penis, and that they're shaped like penises.
Yes.
Bitey penises. We need to rebrand them. Eels are just the bitey penises of the ocean.
Yeah, that's way more appropriate.
How is your quarantine going?
It's going well. I got a puppy, so that, you know, that makes it a lot better.
Is he nearby? Is there any chance we could see
Yes,
him?
he is sleeping.
And what's his name, if I can ask?
His name is Kevin.
Kevin, is he named after the Home Alone character?
Yes, his name's Kevin McAllister.
Wait, I should go like this when you say that. Oh my God, he's the best.
He's so cute. He's my favorite boy. He ate
like a little
marijuana
wiener
the
dog?
other night. He ate yeah, he's a wiener dog. He ate marijuana the other night and was acting like I was the devil, and I had to take him to the ER at 3 a.m. But you live and you learn, you know. Sweep the floors.
Dogs can get high?
Well, he ate it. Yeah, he was acting real strange, and the vet knew right away. The first question he asked me is, "Do you smoke weed?" And I was like, "That's rude," but yeah. And he was like, "I'm pretty sure it's in marijuana intoxication," and it was.
Wait a second. So there's just as soon as you walked in, the vet was like, "That dog's high." Like that blows my mind.
Yep. They did blood work just to check, but they're like, "Yeah, it was weed." I'm like, "Damn."
What is the test? Do they play the Grateful Dead real loud and see if the dog will stay still?
Yeah, it should have been, but I wasn't allowed up with him because of COVID. So I just had to wear my gloves and mask, hand him over to a guy, and then he went upstairs for an hour. It was terrible.
Maybe just let him eat French fries, and he's like, "Oh, high dogs love French fries."
Yeah, I played some Radiohead for him when we got home.
So that's amazing. How I honestly, I've thought about getting a puppy during this coronavirus time. Is it the best decision you've ever made, or a scary one?
The best decision I've ever made in my life. Yes,
God.
I'm obsessed with this dog. He's the best dog I've ever met.
That is amazing. Well, let's transition from your dog baby, to somebody with actual babies. It's Jordan Carlos, everybody. Hello, Jordan.
Hey, how's it going, man? Hey, love the eel talk. I like that you don't care. You're talking about mores, kind of a devil may care kind of attitude. Taboos, mores, eels.
You know what?
Mores.
There's not enough hot takes on eels, and I'm going to be that person.
Social mores? No,
like
nothing.
I love
Nothing,
it.
Harrison.
That's good.
You know what, Jordan? It's really early in the show for this, but I don't give a shit. Joke of the week, joke of the night. That's right. That's right. We don't even have our third panelist yet, and he's already scored the very coveted joke of the night.
Thank you. I was like, dude, he's been studying eels all week. You gotta get the social more right.
JT was clapping furiously for that joke.
Thank you.
No, now do it again. There you go.
Thank you,
That's
JT.
filling with the virtual audience, Jordan.
Wow, I am. I know my people.
I noticed behind you, I assume that's your child's art and not you picking up a new hobby. Is your kid watching Tiger King? How does that happen?
She was inspired. This is
Is she a Joe Exotic fan?
This is Dad before coffee.
That's
Dad,
really
have
good.
your kava. Dad, please take your kava. What?
How old is she?
How old is she? She's
Yeah.
130 years old. She's 7.
7? That's
She's
really
come down here.
good for 7.
Yeah, she's coming down here twice for paper. So I'm just like, I gave her all the paper and was like, don't come back down here at all. So yeah, Dad moves.
Man.
It's fine. It's fine. She's a sweetheart. She's really sweet. But you know, as it stands, I have to do my comedy in front of all of her creations, and that's cool. I showed you my son stuff, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. He had a dark period already, which is it's a lot. He's gone through several periods.
lot of fury.
Get it out.
I know. He said that is. I asked him what it was. He said it's water chasing fire. So,
Oh my God.
Damn.
3 years
By the
old.
way, Cristina, I think I can match your decor. Give me 1 second. Can I get it off the wall? Yes, I can. I'll see your Alice in Wonderland printed on a book and raise you my Alice in Wonderland printed on a book.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Where's
Oh my
yours,
God.
Jordan? You're the only one who doesn't have Alice in Wonderland printed on a book.
Curiouser and curiouser. I think we have the book down here someplace because we're fucking nerds, but I don't see it right now. I don't see it right now. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm going to bring in our third panelist, who's also in New York. I think she's the only one of us who is somewhat outside. Or let's see. It's Ashley Austin Morris. How you doing? Oh, you moved inside.
Hi. I was always inside. I live inside.
Oh, I thought you were on the terrace at some point.
No, I've had zero access to humans or outside for 9 weeks.
Have you been watching the outside? Like, have you seen SpaceX? Were you one of those people that like was logged in to watch it go up?
No, I wasn't because I was baffled. I was like, aren't we? Wasn't it like, hey, stay home? And then they were like, or go to the moon. Either. These are your options. I was baffled. And then I felt like it was God being like, no, the moon is phase 3. You're not going. You're not going.
Yeah, I think God was like, the balls of these people to bring COVID-19 to the moon.
That's what I thought. I was like, the moon doesn't want our filth. That was literally, first off, I need to thank all of your panelists for the kindness. While I almost started weeping about my technology.
No, you look great, Ashley. It looks perfect.
My technology?
Yeah, you look great on screen right now.
You figured it out.
I've become so dumb. It's so bad.
As somebody who used to work at the Apple store for many years, it's a very simple. People used to come and say my computer's broken and it's their dimness was turned all the way down. So it's like it happens to the most techie of us.
Good to know that an Apple genius also gets their dog high. Like, I love that.
It happens, man.
I want your audience member to know that I also worked at Sonic. So his future is dark.
Back. You have a future.
Not looking.
Yeah, you have a future. And I quit. I pretended to get hit by a car so I could go get drunk on a river.
Yeah.
I'm getting my rollerblades next week, so I'm on switchboard until I become a car house.
It's great.
Yeah,
I love it. JT worked at Sonic. You worked at Sonic. Sarah, well, actually, here we'll do. Oliver has a podcast. Cristina has a very popular podcast, and Sarah might want to have children one day. Jordan already has children. Everybody has an assigned audience member.
Yes.
I love it. If we were playing basketball, you would know who to cover. You know, that's what it is.
This is great. The Sonic team needs rehab. I'm saying it right now.
Well, let's ease into the stories. Let's ease into the stories of the day. It's been an insane week with a lot of dramatic, not funny stories. But we'll start with a funny one, work our way out. Last week, let's put up a little, let's see, we have our little, there it is. Live, Cash, Love. Last week, a family found $1 million in cash on the road and returned it to the police. They said, look what we found. We hope this gets back to its owner. $1 million in cash. Would any of you have been as nice as this family?
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Cristina, what would you have done?
I would have kept the fucking money. Who has $1 million? She just goes, oops, and then leaves it. Maybe it's drug money, whatever. It's mine now.
Those people would never, but they would never make $1 million because it takes that to make $1 million. It takes like taking it, and you know what I'm saying, and killing anybody that comes looking for it.
Yeah.
That's how millionaires are made. And if you're not that, then give the money back.
I think, Jordan, you just pitched like a very good basic cable show or like a prestige drama.
Yeah.
You really did.
Of course. It's like people want to help you. Like, dude, why are you so angsty? What's wrong? Oh, fuck! I found $1 million in the road. You can't say anything, right?
Yeah.
Sworn to secrecy. I think it's the best thing. And if whatever narcotraficante comes for the money, and maybe like splits them off a little bit of cash, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's definitely blood money. $1 million in cash. You don't want to. That is radioactive. Did we not see No Country for Old Men? Like, Academy Awards were won for that. That was great. Javier Bardem hunting you down with a cattle killer, like whatever that thing was.
It's in the middle of the road. They found it in the middle of the road.
That's what they claim. So again, we don't know the full story, but they walked into the police station and were like, "We found this money. We hope it gets back." And then the police, who would not claim it? Who would not walk into the police station and be like, "Thank God you found my $1 million."
A drug lord.
Criminals. Yeah. So, but that's not the real family, right? That's just a picture. That's like a stock photo.
Yes. I mean, I assumed that they were Mormon based on their behavior.
I was going to say those are Mormon.
Listen.
Those are for sure Mormon.
Yeah, those people are in a cult in that photo. Ugh.
Yeah. I love the Coen brothers as much as the next guy, but that just sounds like a Coen brothers film. And I'm just not like, all right, like the cops start killing each other. All right, we get it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Actually, what would your family have done if they found $1 million?
Oh, my family would have returned it and given them more money. Like somehow, we'd be like, here, we found this $1 million, and do you want our couch? Like, that's what, yeah. That's why when I read it, I was like, are these my parents? Oh, no.
I actually have a story. I have a story about this. This happened to me. Not $1 million, but at least 10 grand. So, yeah, my wife and I were at this filling station at like Union Street and 4th Avenue in Brooklyn. And I was broke. It was about 2009. And dude, I remember I made like, oh God, it was just bad. It was a bad year, right? So, I remember I was filling the tank, our little rinky-dink car, and I see this white guy. I'm not being racial. I was just like painting the picture. I see this white guy running at top speed. I was like, what is wrong with him? And then like he drops this thing into a puddle, right? I just hear a big splash, and I see this gang of not white dudes run after him, like, and they're ripping, right? But then I look at the puddle, and it's kind of a deep puddle, and then the water settles, and it's a big brick of cash. Huge, okay? I'm talking about at least 10 grand in cash. So my wife and I look at each other, and these people they're still gone. You know, we could have just like ding ding gotten out of there and taken off. But I was like, I don't know, man. I don't want that smoke. So before I could even pick it up, homeless guy got it. And then
that's awesome.
Days later, we're not done. Days later, I saw a story on the Gothamist about a homeless floater in the Gowanus Canal that matched this guy's description.
No.
What?
He
Yeah.
died.
Oh my God, you were in like the New York version of Breaking Bad.
Say what?
You were like in the New York version of Breaking Bad.
Totally.
Yeah, you can't carry that kind of cash around if you're like some random homeless guy and probably not, get attention, right? So I think that's what happened to him. So anyway, I mean, it's all about what kind of money it is. If that's somebody else's money, that's somebody else's money. I wouldn't touch it.
Whoa.
And
now I would.
yeah.
In college, we played a fun game. I don't know if it's that fun, but one of my college roommates proposed. He said, "What if you found a giant brick of cocaine? What do you do with it?" Because that one, if you walk that into a police station and go, "I found this massive brick of cocaine," they would arrest you. So we had this. It took literally every month or so we'd be sitting in the dining hall going, "Have you figured out the cocaine problem?" Do you just give it to a dating friend? Do you ask him for a percentage? Do you cut it up in little pieces and gradually flush it down the toilet?
What you're failing to mention was you're doing this at Harvard.
That's what I wanted to say.
Gentlemen, if we may get back to the thought experiment of what to do with a brick of cocaine.
Right. Like you need to go to a different college to get the answer to that question.
Yeah.
You gotta go to a SUNY. You understand? You gotta go to a SUNY.
I think
Right.
people always wonder, they go, what happens at Harvard? They must be thinking about the loftiest problems. They must be trying to solve all the issues of the universe. Not true. We just want to know what happens if you stumble upon a brick of cocaine. That occupied our top months of conversations.
Can I say, I think that you guys were probably writing on windows about what to do with figuring it out.
And with the dry erase marker.
Just like a beautiful
absolutely.
line just all over the walls.
You were fucking
Put what
Google
you're
hunting
looking on-
imaginary cocaine block that you inherited.
Yes, the cleaning guy came in and solved it, and you guys were like, who the fuck? Oh my god.
Speaking, by the way, of Boston, which we would go and cheer on the Boston Marathon every year. This year, Boston Marathon 2020, it's canceled, but not exactly. There isn't going to be a virtual version. People are going to try to qualify virtually. I'm not sure. I guess you need a treadmill. It'd be very weird if you're just like running in place for hours. Are any of you thinking about doing the Boston Marathon if it's virtual? I think anybody can say they've done it now.
Yeah.
We can just pack it up for the year and just come back next year. Like, we don't have to do all these things. Like, what is the people? It's okay. Like, it's all right. People are like, well, yeah, I don't know. What about the Super Bowl? What are they gonna do if we don't have the Super Bowl? Like, we didn't have the Super Bowl.
This is to how much people hate sitting with themselves. That we're trying to make events that we know can't actually happen in real life happen virtually. So we take our mind off of our own innards.
That's fair.
That's why I got a puppy. So
jealous.
I know. Bring the puppy into all this. Maybe, but
you know, Christina's podcast is working out for her because she's drinking Perrier from the bottle.
Oh, yeah. I haven't touched by a man in February.
Oh, Pellegrino. Oh, it's even fancier. I love it.
And no offense, but did you get a wiener dog?
What?
Did you get a wiener dog?
I did.
I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that. Right there.
It's a miniature wiener.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that.
Nah, he don't care. He's good. He's
He'll be
so
fine.
cute.
He actually just started hump. I have a lot of toys for him, and one of them is an Irish man, or like I guess a leprechaun, but it's like a stereotypical Irish guy who's like crazy and drunk. He's humping the shit out of that. I've always wanted like a gay son who wears glasses, and I know Kevin's a dog, but I'll take that. I'm like, wow, you're so like your mom.
My favorite thing is when people name their animals human names.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
Kevin.
Love it. Love it.
Well, but if you're chasing after him in the park, I'm just thinking if you're chasing after him in the park, people are really going to think that you lost a child.
Oh, that you lost.
I know.
Kevin, where are you, Kevin?
One of the reasons why I named Kevin after Home Alone, Catherine, like Kevin McAllister, is I wanted to feel like Catherine O'Hara whenever I would yell at him, be like, Kevin! That was something in it for me.
This is how you can tell though if you're extra with the dog, which is, does the dog have a middle name?
Kevin McAllister Hutchinson. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
By the way, before we get to the next topic, I do want to plug everybody's social media. If you want to follow Krystyna Hutchinson, it's at Krystyna Hutch. If you want to follow Jordan Carlos, it's at Jordan Carlos, or on Instagram at Jordan Carlos Official. And if you want to follow Ashley Austin Morris, it's Ash Austin Morris on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, you can donate to the COVID Foundation, which does a tremendous job at getting PPE to healthcare workers, as well as the underserved and homeless. They're doing incredible work on all aspects of things that are touched by this pandemic. So go to covid.cm/National Lampoon. And now back to dick jokes. I guess we can do one more lighthearted thing before we get a little bit heavy. There's a Michigan barber. There he is, reading the New York Times on an iPad.
Mormon.
Yes, he's a 70-year-old barber, and he refuses to stop giving haircuts despite the fact that the government has tried to shut him down. Is he, how do you feel about this thing? I just got my quarantine haircut, so I actually feel like
Did you go to him?
My girlfriend did it.
Oh, wow. She's good.
She did a good job.
Yes, she did.
Have you guys attempted the quarantine haircut yet?
No.
I gave myself a pedicure that didn't, and I put my feet in my shoes like an hour later, and it was a lot of work, very little payoff. No payoff. Punch in the face.
Oh, no.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
Ashley, are you attempting any manicuring or pedicuring in quarantine?
No, I'm gonna look like Howard Hughes when I leave here. You know what I mean? I've just been in here getting gross. Been in here getting gross. Did you guys ever hear about baby Jessica, that little baby that was stuck in a well for 3 days? That's how I feel. I've just been stuck in a well for like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I've lowered my standards of everything. I mean, you saw me trying to work a phone.
Yeah, I hear you.
I just look at a wall all day.
Oh, no.
I'm working. I don't know. I haven't had this much hair in a long time. I kind of like it. It's like a young Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
Are you going to keep going once the quarantine is lifted and you can get to your barber? Are you going to keep the style or are you going to trim it back?
I think I'm going to beat it back a little bit. Definitely a fade, but, dude, I'm 40. I'm just so happy that I have this shit. I don't know. Maybe I'll just let it grow forever.
Would you trust the wife? If it got dire, would you trust the wife to do it?
No. Her hands are not steady. She lacks the confidence of anything like a final. She'd be like, "This is the final," and like just cut my ear off.
I will say,
like the black Van Gogh with a shitty haircut.
My mom has tremors and her hands are really shaky. In the 8th grade, she waxed my eyebrows almost all the way up. It took 17 years.
Why did you let that happen, Cristina?
Keep her away from your hair.
Were you the expression on your face? Were you perpetually surprised or angry?
I was perpetually like shocked.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wait, Harrison, were you trying to control it? Were you like getting upset with her while she was doing it?
No, she made me promise. She's like, I will do it. She's cut the hair of 2 ex-boyfriends. And I was like, that's not why they're ex-boyfriends, right? They didn't see the haircut and go, this is over, right?
Good question.
Yeah.
So we double-checked that was not the reason. But I promised her, I said, I understand that like you're not a professional barber, but we're gonna go slow. We did do most of the haircut on my magic show, and there was a magic trick at the end where we shaved the back of my head and it reveals a playing card.
You are
like, fuck you. I would have dropped my razor on the floor and left. Or the next time you have sex, I would put a playing card down there and be like, what is this?
Or like the Robin Williams thing where it's just a mouth coil, just an endless silks. What? This is amazing. I always wanted to pull like a never-ending rat hole. Just pull a cat out and just be like, I thought you would shave this, and then it would be fun. You know what, Cristina? I will give we tag team that joke, but we both have earned joke of the week. Ashley, at any point, jump in. You're gonna get one. I have a strong feeling.
Okay, sure.
You know what? That sarcasm was so funny. I think that could have been joke of the night.
Oh my gosh!
All right, now you're just not even being picky.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I know.
Now it's
great.
deepening the experience.
We are in episode 17. I must have given at least 100 joke of the nights, and it never loses its potency.
It feels good. I have to say, it really feels good.
I had to figure out when Ashley could not adjust her phone at the beginning before all this. She was playing this intricate, elegant, practical joke on us and just probably laughing her ass off. And I thought that was joke of the night to me. But
actually, it looks like you're on your laptop now.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm on my phone. And you guys, I was like gonna weep. I was like, this is why I'm a horrible person. I was like gonna weep because it's like the whole world has now turned online and I hate being on devices.
Fair.
It is.
Is that the joke? Joke of the week. Joke of the week.
Joke of the week. Actually, I feel like giving you the joke it would really devalue its potency. But you know what? Fuck it.
You were the base.
It makes me feel so good.
It's unbelievable. All it is a little graphic with a little fake trophy, and it really does lift the mood.
That's all we've wanted.
No.
Sarah, Is the joke of the night something you've always wanted?
Yes.
Tell us a joke, and if I deem it worthy, I'll give you joke of the night.
Sarah.
Just do guess what chicken butt. I think you'll get joke of the night.
Any joke, Sarah.
My jokes are literally dad jokes, so
That's great. I didn't have a dad.
I'm a dad.
Perfect. There's at least one dad
I'm
on
a
this.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
One person is dad, and I have been called daddy, but it has nothing to do with children.
Stop bragging.
Oh god. Okay. Okay. So I lost a joke about a boomerang, but then it came back to me.
Hey!
Joke of the night, Sarah, and also never tell that joke again. Sarah. I'm kidding, Sarah. It's very good.
Baby.
Yeah.
I'll give you, Sarah. I'll give you a joke. Next time somebody asks you for a joke, here's a good one. Ready?
Yeah.
How do you make a plumber cry?
I don't know how.
Murder his family. Joke of the night.
Oh jeez. I felt like that was a little too soon, but
Fair enough.
So dark.
I once told that joke to an Uber driver, and then he was quiet the rest of the ride.
Yep.
Sure.
There,
Oh, you got the you wanted. 5 stars.
I don't know. I should have checked. I hope that didn't cost me a star, but it would have been worth it.
Dude, I would have, out of sheer fear, I would have given you 5 stars.
I should have said, how do you make an Uber driver cry? Murder his family. 5
Yeah,
stars.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Right side, left side.
All right, I think we should talk about it because it has been dominating the news cycle. This George Floyd thing is fucked up. I think everybody knows about the story, but George Floyd, in sort of an eerie parallel to Eric Garner, had a knee of an officer on his neck, passed out, passed away. Today, at least he was arrested. He is being accused of third-degree manslaughter, so he will hopefully face some kind of justice. But there are protests across the country. This is a crazy story, made more crazy, I think, by somebody like a Mike Pence. Have you seen what Mike Pence tweeted today?
No. Oh,
No, what did
God.
he say?
God.
He tweeted about how he wishes they were, that people protested peacefully, and then people were very fast to put that tweet right next to his tweet where he walked out of an NFL game for Colin Kaepernick, peacefully protesting the exact same issue. So have you unfriended people on Facebook? How have you addressed this issue? And are there protests near you? I know 2 of you guys are in Brooklyn, so you probably are close to where the protests are happening.
No.
I mean, for me, I think that
People on my block don't even clap for essential workers.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are they that hipster, Jordan? How come they're not doing the clapping?
No. I just live in a very old school neighborhood. They do not clap for essential workers, so they're not going to get. They're just not. They don't like trouble.
Fair.
They don't like trouble.
By the way, I think
old Italian neighborhood. They don't like trouble.
I think 2 pieces of advice. One is I like to have sex and time it so that I come right as everybody's applauding for the healthcare workers, so it feels like the whole city is excited about reaching orgasm. And the key is, take notes, Cristina Ashley. You start at 6:58. You get to do it twice.
See, I that's when I walk my dog. Kevin's not good at walking because the firefighters are out by the hospital. So I'm trying to hit on the firefighters on purpose.
What is after that joke? I just mic dropped and pulled myself out of the show.
Cristina, you like firefighters?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like firefighters, Cristina?
I have a very
my brother-in-law's.
Your brother-in-law is single, Jordan. Is he single?
My brother-in-law is single and he's a firefighter.
Where does he live?
Message me his
He lives
just
in my neighborhood.
my social media to see if he's even interested because I don't want to. If it's a lot, you know what I mean.
All right, we'll talk about it later.
No, I want this to happen right now. This is incredible. This could be in her wedding speech. This video.
Oh my God,
now.
this show.
I mean, I'm just trying to get laid, but yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Nice. Ashley, are there any fetishes somebody on this panel might be able to satisfy? That came across.
Yeah, not me. I can't do anything for anybody. All I have is nice feet. Okay, so that's it, everybody.
Hey,
Goodbye.
come on.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed in the private chat, but JT, our audience member, said, "I will become a firefighter."
Oh.
LOL.
Calm down.
And you gotta
Hilarious.
give him credit. You shot his shot.
I respect.
Joke of the night.
You're going
Yeah.
from Sonic to firefighting. I love it.
That's right.
I don't know, man. It's a crazy time to be alive right now. I will say this, and I just feel as though, you know, there's a time and a place. This is what I'm seeing in America. To, you know, there's a time and a place to demonstrate against racial injustice, and that time is never, and the place is nowhere. So it doesn't matter what you do. There, you know, people are going to be upset about it, and if you're a person of color and you're rightly angry about the fact that another person of color has died, summarily executed by the police, you know, it's so weird to have your behaviors policed and your emotions policed. It's just so fucked up.
Oh, wow.
But you know what? I never got mad. Listen, there was the Keene Pumpkin Festival of 2014, wherein the children in New Hampshire, you can look this up, all right? It's so fucking insane. So in Keene, New Hampshire, there's a pumpkin festival every year. And every year it's bedlam. Cars turned over, fires, right? Police.
I gotta write this down.
And I assure you, there's no black people doing it. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why they do this to the pumpkins. I think it could be the music. It could be the culture. Right? It could be the police. I don't know. No. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
White people riot. White people
All the time.
riot. They riot in Philadelphia, where I am from. The white people
Right.
in Philadelphia fucked up that whole city when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. They coated the lampposts with jelly or like petroleum jelly, and these fucking idiots climbed it like white people. And did you guys see that story about one of the undercover policemen from St. Paul inciting the fucking riots? So it's like, and then you think back to like the when the FBI sent the letter to Martin Luther King encouraging him to commit suicide, and that shit's sealed till 2027 because they're secret. And it's like the police are stoking this, and then they're getting mad at black people for rioting when it's the white people that are doing it. Oh
and
my
the
God.
boys that were pouring gasoline on the building were white. I mean, I think that it's white people's job to like I was telling you, use the internet, Google. Do not put this on your black friends. Do not ask them, what can I do? You have access to every single bit of information that you need. You can do your homework, you can educate yourself, and you can use any voice you have. And what I think is good about what's happening right now is there is like a FOMO situation happening with social media. You don't want to be the one not making phone calls. And who cares how the people make the phone calls if they made it to fit in or whatever? Make the phone calls.
Right.
Make the phone calls that you need to make.
Yeah.
Listen to the podcast that you need to listen to so that, I mean, if there were riots I live on the Upper West Side, so I don't think there will be, but if there were riots outside, I would gladly go join. You know what I mean? Because nothing else.
If they raised bagel prices, there would absolutely be riots in the Upper
There would be
West Side.
total riots. Are you kidding me? But the thing is like, we're only as free as our most oppressed. So we're not going to feel good until the most oppressed of our people in our country have any sense of freedom. And they don't. And we need to tear stuff apart until we do.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Don Lemon had one of the best takes. Here's a screenshot of Don Lemon's take, which was 2 deadly viruses, Americans, COVID-19 and racism. That about sums it up. But also, to Jordan's point, there is a picture of the New Hampshire
pumpkins ever do? What did those pumpkins ever do?
Why are they so mad about pumpkins?
I don't know, but you know, I feel like there's a difference. So sometimes, I don't want. Listen, I'm not a sociologist, but I do know that Black people or people that are oppressed often rage when they're not listened to. So if they vandalize property, people care more about property than people, right? So that happens. But that's when that's a sense of loss. If you're in agony and you're losing. But with if it's sports, it's like this festival and you've won something, So it's almost like this celebratory, but there's still anger there. So I don't know exactly what the fuck is happening, but I do know this, that the next time a team wins the Super Bowl, I am definitely going to be such a little shithead. They're like, can't you just win peacefully and demonstrate how much you love winning without turning over a Miata or something? That's this gets us nowhere. Leave the Wawa alone.
I'm gonna take all of their words and replace Black Lives Matter with Philadelphia Eagles. Just be like, let's end Philadelphia Eagles, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it.
Mike Cannon just tweeted this thing out, and I was like, oh, you nailed what I was trying to say. He goes, breaking, guy who spikes controller into pieces and punches a hole in the TV every time he loses a video game doesn't understand why people are looting, destroying property in protest.
So good.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, dude. We live in a weird world. I just want to hit Control-Alt-Delete, go back to the year I was born, and try this fucker again.
Guys, what the fuck is this year? What is 2020?
It's
so bad. It's really
coronavirus. There's like murder hornets. SpaceX blew up today. I have the riots. Nothing is going right.
2016 dumpster fire, and I look at it a lot. I'm like, that's cute that I thought 2016 was a fucking dumpster fire.
I know. I think about that all the time because remember, it was like David Bowie died, and people were like, 2016 is the worst, and it was just.
Jordan, we didn't get the last thing that you said. What were you saying before? Oh, we lost your audio, Jordan.
Stand by.
There we go. Now I gotcha. You're back. We didn't hear your audio before.
My bad. I was just gonna say that.
Oh, do you mind turning up your audio? Right now, it's you're very low. I want to make sure everybody can hear you.
Let me see.
There you go.
How's that?
Right.
Is that okay?
Perfect. I want to make sure I hear you.
All right. I was like, if any country ever wanted to invade us, this is the moment. I don't know what they're waiting.
But we're just gonna kill
except for the fact that they're like. Yeah, they're like, we're just gonna let them do, like ISIS is like, oh my god, you can never do this.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Look at this. COVID-19 is like, hold my beer, ISIS.
Yeah, why? They don't need to attack. We're doing it to ourselves.
I know, and it is like it's
Yeah.
even like the parts of the country that have opened up. It's like when they saw the numbers of how many people have died in our city in New York City from corona, instead of having any empathy, they were just like, you guys suck. Yeah. It's just like they're mad at us for dying. It's just
Yeah, how dare we? How dare we?
it's just and I'm like, were these people always here? Like, I'm so grateful it's not World War II, and I'm like waiting in a concentration camp. Like, you know what I mean? For people to like do the right thing. Because if it was these people, we're not coming back from that. You know what I mean? It's just.
Oh, could you imagine the memes if the internet existed during World War II, where people were just like, this is an exaggeration.
I think the Nazis are homosexual. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
People were trolling World War II. I'm a big history buff, and I remember seeing this awesome picture of these two African American soldiers that were like, they had like mortars, right? So they were shelling an enemy position, and on the mortars, which were 50 millimeters, are huge, they wrote Easter eggs for Hitler. And so people were definitely
Do you know what? I don't know who those two soldiers are, but they get joke of the night.
Not for nothing.
Thank you for your service, boys. I mean, they were definitely doing that to each other.
That's so good.
Oh my God. There's nothing sacred. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a hot mess. I'm kind of like waiting it out. hoping that like the embers die down, and that maybe this time around America will learn its lesson and confront its past. But I doubt it. And I don't know. I mean, this is like on top of COVID. This is on
That's what I mean.
I mean, I saw all the pictures of protests. I was like, please be safe. Please wear a mask. Please stand apart. You're the people that we need. You can't get sick.
I know.
You cannot die. Yeah.
It's insanity. And our president is not really helping. He has been pretty focused on other matters.
Oh, yeah.
He basically started a fight with Twitter, the platform that he uses near constantly. He passed an executive order essentially trying to undo the rules that allow for social media sites to be essentially not held responsible for the content that they are hosting on their platform, Section 203. But he then immediately put that information out on Twitter. It's Trump's tweet storm. How do you guys feel about a president who's shitting on social media by using social media?
This motherfucker won't die. Like he stares at the sun during an eclipse and nothing happens to him. He shakes hands with people with COVID. He's fucking fine. He's gonna live till he's fucking 120 fucking years old.
On KFC.
Yeah, and he only eats fast food, but his health is perfect. Like,
it's crazy.
I just feel like you guys are on the fence about the president, and I just want to say,
I don't know.
Jordan would like to take the opposite point of view.
Yeah, allow me to play devil's advocate for a second. I don't know. I mean, this is just like America has just been so lucky for so long, bro.
Yeah.
I just feel like we've been so lucky for so long, and I just keep watching this thing unravel, and just like he's like I don't know, man. It's like if John from Animal House was the president, and I'm like, how many more body blows can this country take?
And I just watched the documentary about becoming Michelle Obama. And you look at her legacy and her touring and her speaking to young kids all over the country and spending so much time being so meaningful and impeccable with her word. And then you look at Melania, be best.
She's making a tennis court. You leave her alone. She's making a tennis court back there.
Fuck her. And also,
my favorite Melania fact is that she's from Slovenia. And Donald Trump and her parents still live in Slovenia. Donald Trump was flying to Europe on a private plane. So they stopped over in Slovenia for 10 minutes, stayed on the runway. Nice. He met her parents for 10 minutes. Nice. That is the only interaction he has had with his in-laws was 10 minutes on the runway in Slovenia.
Everything.
Jordan, you have in-laws.
I feel so bad for them. For those 10 minutes.
I'm not mad at that flex. I think that is
I'm secretly jealous of Donald Trump in that one instance.
I would love for that power, to have that power. I see my in-laws in my dreams. So I would
10 minutes, Jordan. He's hung out with them for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No.
What happened?
No. I think the government is listening, and it's frozen Jordan.
God damn it!
For
it's
sure,
a conspiracy. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Oh, good.
I'm back.
All right.
I'm back. I don't know. I would just be like, ticket, boom, boom. Time's wasting. Get on the chopper. We're getting out of here. Say your Slovenian things to your Slovenian parents.
Say your Slovenian things.
Or just FaceTime. You know what I mean?
FT, whatever. I mean, I don't know what. That's crazy, man. Really, he's only spent that much time with his parents?
I've been dating my girlfriend for 1.5 years. I've been to Nebraska 3 times.
Damn.
Holy cow.
You're a good man. Doesn't Nebraska famously have like 2 interstates and that's it? One going north and one going south?
Their skyline, there's 2 buildings. They have a skyline, but the 2 is the minimum geometrically for a line.
Did they even have to social distance? Like, do they even know what we're doing? they're just like fine, right?
No, they are. Nebraska's not reporting its numbers.
Oh, fuck.
Question mark?
Okay, that's what I figured. I figured they were just like,
My parents are in Texas, and my dad walks about like 4 miles a day or whatever. And it was interesting because he's like, the streets, and because they live in suburban Dallas, it's for those that can't take the hustle and bustle in downtown. So they're like, get out of here. I mean, it's too hot in these streets. So they live in suburban Dallas. And my dad said that the activity on the street is as much as it was before COVID. So basically, they live in a terrifying ghost town called Dallas. And they're fine. They're fine. It is, people have already, what I'm trying to say is, the suburbs of the flyover states are already socially distanced, which is why I think that people aren't getting it at the rate that people are getting it in major cities where you can't help but bump into people, you know?
and I think that's why people are having a hard time being empathetic for like what we're going through because they have zero idea.
Oh.
Like they have no reference.
I watched Law and Order as a child. I thought it was just this place is a stronghold for just like murder and like, you know, sodomy and
docs.
I wish.
Yeah, goths, you know, all that was wrong.
As soon as you land in the city, did you expect to hear the dun dun?
Or like people with gloves with the fingers cut out. They're always like that on Law and Order. They have those fingers available for crime.
I grew up right outside New York City, and I'm still incredibly impressed anytime somebody jogs in Central Park. Because if you watch enough Law and Order, that seems like probably the most dangerous activity on earth.
You guys, I do it every day, and I gotta tell you, I was in Central Park, and I saw this giant rat, and this man's just chilling with like a boombox and all kinds of stuff, a cooler, and I was like, "Oh, the rat," and he goes, "No, leave him alone. I got my raccoons, 3 raccoons behind him." And then the man said, "We're tailgating."
I love it. I love where this is going.
Well, that is a perfect transition into our final segment of the show, audience Q&A.
So many questions.
So many questions. Let's see. Oliver in Los Angeles, do you have a single question to ask our panel?
Okay. So, yeah, I was going over a couple. My question is, say tomorrow is December 31st. You have to come up with a New Year's resolution. What would it be?
For 2021?
2021, yeah.
Ooh, I will tell you that my resolution will be like, please let this be better than the last year.
I would be like, I would resolve to have Oliver's cool accent. That's what I would resolve to do.
I want to study it and be able. Is that Australian?
It's British, but I've been in America for a while. It's kind of, I'm like changing.
Don't let them change you, Oliver.
I think yours is like the saddest version of American Werewolf in London. So instead of like an American turning into a werewolf, it's just you slowly turn unperceptibly American.
I am super hairy though, so maybe I am. I don't know.
Oh wow, I didn't see
your
that.
bones break. It looks very painful, like in the movie, but then your accent just shifts slightly. That's the only change.
Oh no, I'm changing.
Yeah. If he rips his shirt off, we know, guys. He's too hot. That's what happens. The first American Werewolf in Paris.
Yeah. Happens. Great film.
Ashley, any resolutions?
I think just I wanna see people.
That's good.
I would just say 2021, the year I saw someone.
In real life.
In real life. No more this. Even though this was fun.
Fair enough.
This was really fun.
I would learn the harmonica. I have one, and I don't know how to play it. And
I have one.
I have one too.
Yeah. Wait, what the fuck?
My dad is in a blues band called the Red, White, and Blues. He's also in the Tash Brothers. He is Succotash.
Shit. Well, shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jordan, what's your resolution?
My resolution, I've already, I wanted to live in the future. I'd been asking to live in the future. Now we live in it. It sucks. I just want to learn to play piano, and I have one now, so I think I'm going to do that.
Amazing.
It's very basic.
That's a fantastic one, though. We'll bring on let's see, Sarah or JT. Oh, we lost JT for a second. Let's try to bring him back in. Oh, JT is missing. Sarah, you have our final audience Q&A question. What is it?
Okay, my question is, what has been, have you picked up a new hobby during quarantine, or have you kind of reestablished your current hobbies during quarantine?
Good question.
And what are those hobbies?
I'll tell you my hobby. It's getting to the bottom of the goddamn eel story. I'm going to do it, Sarah. I'm going to find out where these fucking eels come from because this is unbelievable. How do we not know how eels reproduce, Sarah?
I don't
Tell
know.
me that.
I don't know. But I support your dreams.
Sorry to get
Oh, Sarah's so sweet.
You find that information,
Sorry,
man.
Cristina, what's your new hobby?
Well, my hobby that I got back into is rollerblading, and I've been doing it every day for the past 10 days.
Oh,
I smoke weed and I rollerblade, and it's the most fun I've ever had.
1998? What the
You got your
fuck is
headphones.
going on?
Yeah, exactly. You put your headphones in, smoke a little doobs, and you flying.
Oh,
I like
that's
your
so
head.
You have wheels on them. Why wouldn't you have shoes?
In Christina's head, she's flying like a superhero through the streets of New York. You cut, and she's like interrupting traffic. She's stumbling over a rock, pushing children out of the way. Then it cuts back to her point of view. She's Superman.
Having fun in
I
both
love
ways is important.
I love that.
Ashley, what is your
What about
hobby? Do you have any?
Well, I went I went too far into my obsession with like supplements.
Your face.
Because like, guys, I could be one of those like
Take your time.
doctors that's like, oh, you just need L-theanine.
Yeah.
It's too far. Like, I can get it all off of antidepressants by Thursday. Like, it's too much.
I wish that was me, but nah.
Jordan, you're our last word on this. Any hobbies besides the piano?
2 words, banana bread. And that might be 1 word. I have no fucking clue. But I've been making a lot of it.
What's
I
the
love
secret,
it.
Jordan? What's the secret
Found out
to banana bread?
Cinnamon, dude. Just throw that cinnamon in there and you good.
Nice.
1.5 cups of flour.
Do you put nuts in it or
With the
not?
bacon. You can if you want, but I don't. I put bananas.
Yeah.
That's much, yeah,
I don't
put
think
the
it would be
bananas in.
banana bread without
Then
the
you want-
bananas.
yeah.
Nice.
That's fair. Sarah
People don't
learned
do
so
it.
much
People
about
try to be
you, the proper ingredients for banana bread, how to do drugs and get on rollerblades.
Yeah.
National Lampoon cannot officially endorse, but
No.
Sarah, thank you so much. Panelists, thank you so much for being here. This has been so tremendously
Thank
fun.
you.
I want to encourage
you.
everybody who's watching to follow you on Twitter and Instagram. Ashley is at Ash Austin Morris. Make sure it's Ash Austin Morris. If you want to follow Krystyna Hutchinson, it's Krystyna Hutch. But I imagine you're watching this on video, but it is with a Krystyna, Krystyna Hutch. And last but certainly not least, Jordan Carlos. His Twitter is at Jordan Carlos with a C. And his Instagram is Jordan Carlos Official. Make sure you follow these wonderful and hilarious people. Cristina, Ashley, and Jordan, thank you so much
This
for
was so
joining.
fun.
Oh, you guys are welcome back anytime. Thank you so much.
Miss you. Bye.
Bye. Watch your hands.
Bye.
Wash your fucking hands.
You know what, Jordan? That deserves a very quick joke of the night.
Whoa! Buddy.
And that has been our show. A huge thanks to our virtual audience. We got Sarah and we got Oliver. We also have JT. JT, we're having a little bit. There he is. All right. JT is in the house. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you would like to be part
I didn't get
of
to
our
ask
virtual
my
audience.
question was going to be.
Oh, what was it going to be?
It was going to be, how long have you been in quarantine before you started masturbating? How long has it been?
Oh, my
that you were in
God.
quarantine
Thank
before
God we
you-
didn't have time for your question. Wow, we really dodged a bullet there. But if you want to ask that question, join our virtual audience office at nationallampoon.com. We would love for you to send that email. I think that's how at least some of you guys ended up on the program. So office@nationallampoon.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in from all across the country. We really appreciate it. Sarah, Oliver, and JT. My name is Harrison Greenbaum. You can follow me at Harrison Comedy. That's pretty simple. And if you can spare any money to donate to the COVID Foundation, they're a fantastic organization. They do tremendous work. You can donate to them. You can also read about their wonderful mission at covid.cm/National Lampoon. It's tax deductible, so that's pretty cool. covid.cm/National Lampoon. This show is every Friday at 8 p.m. if you're on the East Coast, 5 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. My name is Harrison Greenbaum. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you here next week. Signing off, this has been National Lampoon Live with Harrison Greenbaum. Cue the cartoon.